Hey, past Alfie. So, we're having a bit of trouble fitting everything into suitcases. So, personally, I think I would be okay with the luggage limit, but just to give us a bit of extra room and to make Jess feel a bit less stressed, I'm going to try and give her some room for my suitcase. And thus, I'm wearing almost all of the clothes that I own. So, I'm currently wearing 3 coats and a jumper and several t-shirts, several shirts. So yeah, I'm going to do a bit of a time-lapse strip for you. This is my first strip tease on camera. I hope it goes well. Pockets here. This is my bit of advice to anybody who's a frequent traveller, is get a many pocketed coat, because in here I've got all of these books. See, and now I don't have to put them into my suitcase or my hand luggage and have them weighed. So even if you're not going to wear a ridiculous amount of clothes, having this many pocketed jacket is very handy. Okay, so now what I've done is I've taken off all my jackets and I would put them through the X-ray machine, and now what I'm going to do is try and take off all the things I've got underneath as one thing. See how that goes. Okay, so now the jumper part. So I wanted to try and take this all off as one thing and just leave a t-shirt, but I don't think that's going to work. So I'm going to just have to take them off slowly, layer by layer, I think. Which doesn't really matter because I'm just planning to put them in a bag afterwards. I'm not going to put them back on or anything. Alright, so here I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 t-shirts or long sleeved shirts on with this kind of material. So maybe I can take them off as a unit. Okay, I did that with minimal embarrassment, so that should be alright. Oh god, that is so much better to not be dressed in all those clothes. And then I'm gonna whip out this empty bag that I'll have folded up, and then I'll put them all in there. That's the plan. Let's see how that goes. I'm also wearing 1, 2, 3, 4 of these, and that was actually a lot more comfortable, so I probably will do that. So you may be wondering what the point of this was, and think it's kind of unnecessary, but we do have a lot of stuff, and I suppose I'm kind of a bit stressed out about leaving, and I know that Jess is stressed out, and I just kind of want to make her feel better, because that'll make me feel better. It's times like this when I question, why are we leaving Japan? Is it worth it? So yeah, that's the question, isn't it? Why leave Japan? So you've asked this in a couple of videos, and it's something that obviously I've been thinking about for a while, and I was considering not doing for a while as well. I've just been at the town hall today, sorting out a load of paperwork as well in order to transfer my pension over to England as well. So much paperwork, and it's so complicated that even the people at the town hall didn't know what it was. So hopefully I can get it sorted by myself, because they're definitely not going to be of any help. I suppose the real reason why I want to move back to England is because I don't want to be a teacher forever. I really want to pursue my writing career, and I feel like there's more opportunities to do that in the UK. There's certainly BBC Writers' Room, which I'm going to submit to next month. And I'm hoping that I'll eventually get into that one day, although that is a bit of a slim chance. There are plenty of other writing competitions that I can enter. I can just write something and try and get it published myself. I can apply to write for more magazines and more internet-based things, you know, websites, internet-based things, that's what they should call them really, it's much snappier. But yeah, I can apply to write for way more of them, and they won't be just about travelling around Japan, which I do enjoy writing about. I really, really do. But I would like to expand to other things. And yeah, it's fiction that I really want to expand into. I'm sure that's what most writers want to, and it's the most competitive part, and a lot of people just don't make it. But I would regret it if I didn't even try, you know? So there's that. There's also my health is not great in Japan. I can't get the medication that I need, and the summers are so hot that I think that they are damaging me because my body can't cope with it. It's certainly bad for me externally. It's bad for my skin, if nothing else. But yeah, I get horrible, horrible headaches. I've had them today because of the mass amounts of pollen here, but also just being in a sunny place does that to me. I don't speak Japanese is a big reason to leave, because I suck at the language so much, and I miss being able to just make friends with whoever at my job, but I'm really limited to who I can make friends with like who can speak to me, who is capable of conversing with me. And I don't like that. I don't like that I have to struggle just to buy something from a shop. I want to be more independent in that way, and I want to understand what's going on, and I want to be able to pay my own bills and do my own paperwork and talk to officials and things, understand the politics that's happening around me. I kind of feel like I've regressed into some kind of childhood state where there are other people who I rely on to do all these things for me, and I don't understand what the grown-ups are talking about around me. And yeah, I don't really like that. I mean, a big one to this that would have solved that is to learn some Japanese, and I've learned a bit, but nowhere near enough. I'm very, very bad at the language, and I have tried to study it, but it's just not one of my natural interests, so I have to really make myself do it, and I do make myself do it at least once a week. I try to do it more, but it's often does happen to be just once a week when I meet with my personal tutor about it, and I've came further than I was at. I can understand basic sentences now, but really only basic stuff. And yeah, languages were never my strong suit. Also, if I'm back in the UK, there are more things that I have the opportunity to do, such as get into property, perhaps get a mortgage and all of those grown-up things. I can earn enough to actually put away a proper pension that won't be just something that I mandatorily have to do that's basically tax. Put away like an actual pension that can look after me when I get older. I can go to the doctors for free and look after myself that way. And I'm just hoping that because I'll be able to understand more and I'll be able to do more things independently, that I will be happier and that I will be, I don't know, more of what I thought I'd be when I grew up, you know? More of a proper grown-up, someone who doesn't rely on everybody. And I won't, like, just be a loner. I will still have other people who I choose to rely upon, but I don't know, I don't like how helpless I feel here a lot of the time. And I don't like being lumped into very limited careers because of my limited language abilities. And I don't like being in a very limited sense of what I can and cannot do in society. Like, there are certain places that I cannot live because of the fact that I'm not Japanese. There are certain places that I can't go because I'm not Japanese, like clubs and bars and stuff. Not that I really want to go to them, but that they exist. It's pretty messed up. There are things that I can't do, like just societally. Like Jess applied to work at Can Do, a part-time, for a part-time 100 yen shop. She applied to work there part-time and they refused her application. They said that you're very qualified, but we only hire Japanese people. They didn't even try and hide it. So yeah, those societal differences are very difficult for me to get over. I have loved being here though. It's been great. I've received all sorts of little presents and stuff from all the people who said that I meant so much to them, and they're really sad to see me say goodbye, like this tiny little cup with all these Japanese things on from Starbucks, and this massive cup with all these Japanese things on from Starbucks, and so many cakes and biscuits and stuff, like way more than this. Packet of tissues because somebody wanted to make fun of me for having such terrible hay fever, and even some money from some people in Senbetsu, where you're supposed to have a whip around the office and give to the person who's leaving so that they can help set themselves up in the next place that they go to, which usually foreigners get excluded from, but there was one person who included me in it, and that was very nice. And I'm not even left yet. I've not even had any sort of presents from my job yet, I guess, other than flowers. I don't want to expect any presents, but they have given me presents for random stuff in the past. I've still got classes tomorrow of people that I'm going to meet and say my goodbyes to, and yeah, it's so great certain times here, and I do feel very appreciated in my job. I feel like I'm really contributing to people learning English in Japan, and I feel like I'm contributing to that business particularly. They make me feel wanted there and useful, and the students like me a lot, and they make me feel wanted, and people want my services of somebody to talk to, feel better about your English, and hopefully learn some stuff along the way as well, but mostly to just sort of reassure them about their English. And my conversation classes, yeah. So I do really enjoy that, and I enjoy the articles that I'm doing. I really like that I'm a professional writer here, even if it is a freelance online writer and only part-time whilst I do teaching, but it's still a professional writing career. And yeah, I just want it to grow, really. So yeah, there's a lot I'm going to miss about Japan, but there's a lot of things I won't miss. And personally, for me, it just feels like it's time to go. I didn't want to live in Japan forever. I think that things would have to change significantly in my life for me to want to live in Japan forever. And yeah, it's been a fantastic experience, but it was never supposed to be permanent. This was always how it's supposed to be. Just people kept convincing me to stay, but nobody's convinced me this time. Perhaps I'll come back to Japan. I do really like the idea of doing that. You mentioned coming back on the JET program, Alfie, that's still a possibility. We are in our mid-20s officially now as 25, but I don't know. Most JETs are in their 20s, so I would have to apply before I turned 30, and that doesn't give me a lot of time, really, to be away from Japan, so it would have to be, things would have to get pretty bad in my life pretty quick in the UK for me to decide, oh god, I messed everything up, I need to run back. But I don't have to go with JET, and I have been known to accept over 30s clients. They just got to be really good, like, applicants, you know? And I don't know if I'm a really good person, I'm not that confident with it. But yeah, maybe that. I can always work for a private company as a person in their 30s, though that is also an option. Or Jess could just get a job, and I could just sort of come along with her and then do a bunch of odd jobs around, as I did previously. You also talked in your last video, well, 2 videos ago actually, which we're kind of responding to now, about having hay fever and saying it would be interesting to know if it's happening at the same time for me. Well, it is, because I'm in Japan and it's the same plants. But in next week I will probably talk about how I feel about hay fever and my allergies and stuff, see if I'm still getting headaches and finding it very hard to get up in the morning and it's all that horrible stuff. Yeah, so that's it from me today, and yeah, see you tomorrow, past Alfie.